Part of this social investment program is distributing even cash as low as 5,000 naira. A few folks have appeared and they've said perhaps we should use some of these repatriated funds from overseas to build whether some permanent structures, maybe in healthcare, education. But the administration looks set now to start doing conditional cash transfer. What's your take?
You see, the thing is that Nigeria has a huge discrepancy. You and I can sit here and discuss, what would 5,000 really do? There's a very large proportion of Nigerians that 5,000 looks like 5 million to them right now in our country. They have to have a voice. They just have to have a voice. We don't have enough social safety nets. That's what, for the first time, this administration is trying to build. You need to really go around the country. The vice president has made the point that if there's one thing he has seen in transversing this country, is that there's no monopoly of poverty. There is poverty in every corner of the country. There's also prosperity side by side. And we have to have a voice for the very, very poor. They need a break. They need to be able to eat. They need to be able to feed their children. They need to be able to educate their children. They need health care. Those of us that are more prosperous, we have different problems. That's what I was just explaining when it comes to the variation in the types of businesses we have in the country. It's the same thing in the level of living that we have across the country. So we have to give some attention to the very poor. The fact that you and I can read and write, everyone that can read and write in this country is actually part of the elite. And we actually have a responsibility to take care of those that are very, very poor within our midst. And that's what this intervention is aimed at.
You spoke a little bit earlier about the focus of PEBEC and what the Vice President's office is doing. Now we have the 2019 general elections around the corner. A few months and electioneering would take the center stage, and of course, both the President and the Vice President will be on the campaign trail, unless anything changes between now and then, which is just about 120 days from now. Will the PEBEC office, will some of these economic transformation movement or momentum be slowed down by the political class as against those of you who are technocrats working with them?
Definitely not. Definitely not. 110% committed to working to the very last day. Campaign trail means you're within the country. And what gets done, we have technology. We have absolutely no reason to feel that our bosses are going to be too distracted to support us in the work that we're doing. On the contrary, the Vice President chairs the PEBEC meetings monthly himself. I can count the number of PEBEC meetings that he's ever missed. The ministers attend the meeting. The heads of agencies that are invited to the meeting attend the meeting. It's a working meeting. We have deliverables. We have traffic lights. Are you green? Are you amber? Are you red? What's the problem? We have escalations. So it's a very strategic intervention. PEBEC is now 2 years old, 24 months. We've been at it. There's a system in place. The MDAs have a structure for delivering the reforms. We've had 3 national action plans, 60-day national action plans. Those are accelerators that we announced to the public. But apart from those 60-day national action plans, the work is permanently ongoing. Every agency that works with PEBEC has a reform champion that is accountable directly to the head of the agency, and the head of the agency is accountable directly to the council. Within the agencies, apart from the reform champion, you have 5-man teams working on Executive Order 1 delivery, working on PEBEC initiatives delivery. The PEBEC makes a quarterly report to the Federal Executive Council. So Mr. President and the entire cabinet are kept very well briefed. Only last week, the Executive Order 1 report was presented at the FEC, and everybody has seen exactly where we stand. So it's an intervention that has the full backing of the presidency. It has the full backing of the entire cabinet. We have several heads of agencies actively involved. We have the PEBEC report tracking what private sector are telling us And this is apart from all the stakeholder engagements that we have, particularly in Lagos and Kano, and now across the country, because as you know, we partnered with the National Economic Council. So this intervention is for all Nigerians all across the country. We've been to Gombe, we've been to Abia, we've been to Edo, we've been to Kaduna, we've been to Ogun, we've been to Oyo, and we have several other invitations lined up, states to go to. So it's an intervention that the judiciary is also part of. The National Assembly is a very close partner to the PEBEC, and we are not worried at all. This is one area, it's beyond politics. It's what every government, every part of government has promised the Nigerian people. And we want the Nigerian people to hold us accountable, independent of politics, independent of whatever administration comes up next. Government is a continuum, so continue to hold whatever administration comes up accountable for these reforms. It's not a favor, it's your right, and we're here to serve you.
Dr. Oduwole, we've seen PEBEC 1.0. Give us an insight into PEBEC 2.0.
We had the first 60-day National Action Plan from February to April of 2017. We had several reforms that you do know about. The second 60-day National Action Plan was from October to December of 2017. Again, we had a number of initiatives. For instance, with starting a business, we had closed manual procedures in 5 cities. It was extended to about 16 cities across the country, and on like that, deepening and tracking all the reforms because they build on each other like building blocks. 3.0 was from February to April of 2018, closed out at 68% initially. After the first 60 days, we asked for a 3-week extension and closed at 81%. These are the interventions that we have a structured plan agreed with the MDAs, and it's like a quick 100-meter dash. You know what you're supposed to do. You have 60 days in which to complete it because what gets measured gets done. So the PEBEC intervention is one of accountability. We don't just talk about plans, it's about delivery and it's about impact. So we're always very eager to hear about the impact of our reforms. We don't mind that, for instance, we're starting a business when we had a stakeholder engagement, I think it was about 2 months ago in Lagos, and somebody was complaining about the speed of the CAC portal. And I was actually delighted to remind the audience that 12 months before that, we were not talking about a portal. We were talking about 6 different manual forms. So it's a good problem to have when we're now talking about the speed and the bandwidth of the CAC portal because you want to register more businesses from the comfort of your home or your office.
Dr. Jumoke Oduwole.
So it's a continuum. Yeah.
Yeah, my apologies there. We'll have to draw the curtain on this very interesting interview, insight and perspectives from you. Thank you very much. This will be a continuum of an interview, and we hope to have you around in the next couple of months to look into what's been achieved. Thank you very much, Dr. Jumoke Oduwole, Senior Special Assistant to the Vice President on Industry, Trade and Investments. Let's come back to Lagos. That's where the market lives.